Okay, let's start. We are starting on quiz 2, question 4. I've copied this question into the Word document, so let's start. All right, on May 26, 2022, the future value of a sum of money will be 77,800. All right, so this would be the future value. It's equal to 77800. Okay, what will be the present value of the sum of money on December the 3rd, 2020? All right, if the interest rate is 3.51%, so that would be our IY 3.51 compounded quarterly. Okay, so compounded quarterly, so that will tell us that PY is equal to CY, which is equal to 4. Okay, so we need to compute the present value. What would be the present value? Okay, so we will compute the present value. All right, so it's quarterly, so these 4s will remain. All right, now this date here, we will have to enter it as the month of May is the 5th month of the year, 26th day, and the year would be 22. We did that in the previous question, question 3. So the month goes first, and the decimal comes in. Then we have the day, 26, and then the last 2 digits of the year. All right, so let's do that for that one. And this one here now is December the 3rd, 2020. So the month is 12, and as was said before, because it's a single digit, we have to fill in the 0. So 0320, and that will be the configuration that we have to put into the calculator. All right, so if we go into the calculator, we will go second IY, just as it says here, and we put in 4 for PY. We go down, we put in 4 for CY, we enter it, second CPT. All right, so now this part here, the second one, is to get us to the date. All right, so when we click on second one, above one, you see date. All right, so we have to put in the earlier date first, which is December the 3rd, 2020. So the month is 12. We put the decimal. The day, we have to put in 03 to fill in the 2 digits, and then 2020, so we put in 20, and we click on enter. All right, so here we will put in, this should be 12.0320. Okay, so we enter that, then we go down, and now we need to put in May 26, 2022. So the 5th month, decimal, and then the day, 26. And then the last 2 digits of the year will be the 22. And we enter that, and there we are for the second date. So in here, we should enter 5.2622. And then, of course, we press enter, and we go down, and then days between dates, we hit CPT, or we click on CPT for compute, and then we have 539. So the number of days in this case turns out to be 539. So let's fill it in here while we're there. So I told you to record this number, write it down, or memorize it, and then we will get out of here, second CPT. And now we put 539, and we have to divide, as it says here, by 365. We press equal, and then we press second NN, and that number turns out to be whatever it is, 5.906849. All right, now we have to input the interest. The interest is 3.51. So let's put that in 3.51, and then we can get rid of the other digits in there. All right, 3.51. So 3.51 is the interest. All right, the present value is what we want to compute. So we should skip across today. We will get rid of this. We don't need that there. We put in the 0 for PMT, and the future value is, what is it? 77800 right here. Okay, 77800. So let's go down here, and we're not computing the future value, we are entering it. So we will put in, oops, sorry, we can put it in here. All right, we're getting some problems. So we put in future value is equal to, sorry, no, we don't enter it like that. We enter is it 77800? I think that's what it is. All right, let's go back and check it out. 77800. Okay, so we come down here and we put in 800, and then we will put in future value. All right, so let's space over and we can delete all of this here. And then we have to put in, okay, let's put in 77800. That's the future value. And next thing now we have to do what? Well, we have to compute the present value. All right, so we do that. We compute the present value and we get a negative number. We can ignore the negative sign, 73886.85. Right, so this is our answer here. Okay, we compute, and then this would be the answer right here. Okay, so let's put it in green, and then we can go and copy it and see if that is the correct answer to the question. All right, so that will go in here. Okay, and let's maybe pull this over so we can see our calculator. So there we are. And then our numbers, it's compounded quarterly, so that would be 4 for PY, 4 for CY. And the number of days, it was, I think it was 539, sorry. Okay, so this is 539. The interest rate is how much? 3.51. Let's go down here. The payment is 0. Future value 77800. And we submit, and the answer is correct. Okay, so we have accomplished our purpose. So that is question number 4. All right, so let's go to the next question. Question number 5 of quiz number 2. And what is the discounted value or the present value and the compound discount? All right, the compound discount being the interest of a debt of $92,700 due 4 years from now. if interest is 4.13% compounded monthly. All right, so let's highlight it, and then we will copy, and we can go to our Word document now, and we can paste it in there. So this is quiz 2, question 5, I think it is, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it question number 5? Yes, for number 5. Okay. All right, so maybe we can put this in a smaller font. Looks quite large, intimidating maybe. So anyway, all right, so this is what we wish to do. So what is the discounted? We want the present value and the compound discounted interest of a debt of $92,700. That is the future value. So future value is 92700, and it's due 4 years from now. All right, so it's 4 years from now. Okay. So there we are. And interest is 4.13. So IY is equal to 4.13. And that is compounded monthly. So compounded monthly, it means that PY is equal to CY is equal to 12. All right, so this is very much like the question we had before. It's just more or less getting you accustomed to terms like discounted value and compound discount. So, okay, so what we can do is just to copy this format here and then paste it into here. And there we are. All right, so it's PYCY is 12 now, so these numbers here will change. That will be 12. This here will be 12. All right, so let's highlight them. So that's 12, that is 12. Very important for us. Enter second CPT. Now we don't have to worry about days, and this is 4 years from now, so we don't have to worry about second one anymore. And so this part here, okay, will be taken out. We don't have to go into the date, so that was all about the date. Okay, so if we delete that, we will enter what? We will enter a value of 4 for 4 years. Okay, and then we go second NN. All right, so we will do all of that eventually. Let's clean this up first, and then we'll do all the entries in the calculator all at once. All right, so this is the interest rate. Payment is 0, and we are given the future value 92,700, 92,700, and we will compute this value over here. So let's get rid of that, and then this is another important number that we have to have inputted into the calculator, and here we have that. So now our calculator. Okay, second IY, 12 for PY, and the arrow going down, and we can enter 12 again for CY, and we go second CPT, which is there we are, 4 second NN. So N is 48. And now we are here, 4.13 is the IY value, and we'll compute PV, so we'll pass that. We put the 0 in for the payment, we put the 92700 for the future value, and then we compute the present value, and that turns out to be 78606.32. All right, so this is our number. That should be the answer. And so we'll put that in green, and we can go back to the question now, and there we are. Okay, so let's do what we need to do. We have to do some more though. That is not all. There is more that is required. We will get there shortly. This was 48. IY is 4.13. So we have to get the compound discount. All right, so let's go and do that. So what's the compound discount equal to? So let's maybe change this font to 14. So the compound discount is equal to what? Well, it's the interest. So we take the future value, all right, and we subtract the present value. In this case, the future value is 92700. And we subtract, we just take the number, the numerical value of PV, and there we are, and we can get an answer. So this is the present value. So let's recall the future value, and then we subtract 78606.32, and the answer is 14093.68. All right, so this would be the other answer for the interest, sorry. Okay. All right, let's put that there, and then so that is the compound discount. Yes, that's the word, compound discount. So there we are, we submit it, and we are correct. Very nice. So that is question number 5. All right, we have one more question, question number 6. Let's do it. Let's copy and paste, and then we can see what needs to be done. All right, so let's go maybe to a new page and start. So this is quiz 2, question 6. All right, so there we are. Find the accumulated value. That's the first part of the question. Accumulated amount of the investment at the end of 2 years. So this is an initial deposit. So this is it's a present value, and it is equal to, we can put it in as negative 5557. All right, so it's growing. It's going to get, and the interest rate is 6.07%. So that is our IY is equal to 6.07%. All right, so 6.07, we take the numerical value. Compounded quarterly, by now you should know compounded quarterly. That means PY is equal to CY is equal to 4. All right, and we would like to find the value after 2 years. Okay, so let's go. Let's do that. I think we can easily do that. Accumulated value after 2 years. So these previous ones were present values, but nonetheless, we can use them in some way. All right, so let's, seeing this one was quarterly, maybe this would be of more interest to us. So let's get this one here, and then let's insert it into here or paste it. And we want, in this case, though, to compute the future value. All right, so things will be a little different. So the PY and CY are 4. We don't need second one as before. We need to get out of that part, but we don't need this part here. Okay, we can delete that part, and it is for 2 years. What's the accumulated value at the end of 2 years? All right, so we have 2 years. So we'll have to insert the value of 2. Sorry, I guess yes, we put the value of 2 in there, and then we go second NN. All right, and the interest rate is 6.07, so let's 6.07. I went inside to avoid erasing the highlighting, and there we go. We are computing the future value. So we will have a number for the present value. So let's delete that. The present value is 5557. So let's take this out, delete it, 5557. Okay, so that's how we will put that in there. And then we will go to compute the future value, and then we will get an answer there. Okay, so let's do this now. We don't put things in like that, of course. That will not work. So we will put that in there first, and then afterwards we'll hit the plus minus, correct? Yes. And then we hit the PV, and then we compute. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. All right, so this is the value, but to get the plus minus, we will put in that added key to press on. Okay, so let's go. Second IY, and it is compounded quarterly. So 4, enter. Downwards, 4, enter. And then second CPT, so we finished the top. All right, it's after 2 years, so 2 second NN, and N turns out to be 8. Okay, 6.07 is the interest. The payment is 0. The present value is, okay, let's put in the present value. We can always rearrange the order over there. Present value. Okay, I will move this. Let's move this bit here. We can take it out of there, and we can put it into somewhere in here, and then it looks more in order. Okay, so we have the present value in there. We put in the payment as 0, and then we compute the future value, and that turns out to be 6268.56 if we round it. All right, now if you don't round it, it should still mark it correct. So you shouldn't have any problems that way. All right, so here we are. We've copied it. We need an answer, and an answer, it is right there. Okay, so this is 4, PY is 4, CY is 4, N would be 4 times 2 would give us 8. The interest would be 6.07. Present value is, we could put it in as negative 5557, and then the payment is 0. All right, so it's an intermediate calculation, so let's submit to ensure that we are on the right track. All right, now we have a change. The interest rate changes. All right, so let's see what happens with that, how we handle it. Okay, so I will, okay, we can put it in here, and then we can continue with the calculation. Remember, this calculation will continue. So what happens is this. The interest rate is now a new interest rate. It changes from 6.07 to 7.11. So now it is 7.11. All right. Compound it semi-annually. So we have some changes, so we have to observe them, compounded semi-annually. So it means that Py is equal to Cy is equal to 2. All right, and there we are. Py equals Cy is equal to 2. And we will continue after that and put a space there. After the first 2 years, calculate the accumulated amount at the end of 6 years. So okay, what we must remember is that 2 years have passed. So at the end of 6 years, we have what? We have 6 years minus 2 years is equal to 4 years. That is what we use for the second part. Okay, so we cannot, because 2 years have already passed. So we have to subtract that from the 6. That's the end of 6 years. All right, so that is what we're after. So we are doing the same sort of what we did up here. So if we copy that and we paste it into here, we should be able to do our calculation. All right, now this has changed from 4 to 2. Okay, so that has to be done. This has to be done also. That has changed from 4 to 2. All right, so there we are. 2 is there, and then another 2 over here. All right, now the number of years is 4, not 2. So 4 will go in there, and that maybe we should highlight that. Previously, yes, I forgot to highlight it up here. All right, so okay, that is a number that changes, that will change, and the interest rate now has changed to 7.11. So we get rid of those, and then we get rid of that 6. So that is the interest rate. Now, the present value will now be what? It will be the future value up here. You see this number right here will now become the present value down here. So this will change, and this will take its place. All right, so what we can do is maybe make everything yellow. All right, so we are consistent. All right, so what does that mean? Well, it simply means that from here we could, okay, we could put the numbers in again, but maybe we should do that. We have some numbers in there, but we can do another calculation. So second IY, now this becomes 2, enter, and we go down, we go 2, enter, second CPT. So we finished there. Now it's 4 years. So 4, second, enter, N. So N is equal to 8. All right, the interest rate now is 7.11. So that's the interest rate. The present value now is 6268.56 negative present value. 0 for the payment, and then we compute a new future value, which is no longer this number here, but we can get rid of some of these. Maybe we'll use the 8 and change it to 289, and then we get 0.65. All right, and that should be the correct answer. After 2 years, the accumulated amount in investment at the end of 6 years. All right, so for this part of the calculation, we have to use the 4 years. All right, so let's see if this number is correct. We copy it and we go back to the question and we insert that into here. That should be the future value. This would be 0. Over here, we will put in the 6268.56. Now I can demonstrate to you that it will take a positive value. We will see that shortly. Okay, 2, 2, and 4 times 2 would be 8 in there. And the interest rate is now 7.11. Okay, let's do the last part. Find the total amount of interest accumulated during the entire 6 years of the investment. All right, so 6 years of investment. All right, so let's go. We paste it in there. So the total interest would be equal to what? The future value, and I will put in parentheses after 6 years, okay, minus the present value. Put at, okay, at the beginning. Okay, all right, so that's what we're after. So what is the number? What are the numbers? So 8289.65 minus, what did we start it? What did we start with? We started with 5557. Okay, 5557. So we do that. So we have this 8289.65. We subtract 5557, and the answer is 2732.65. Okay, so this should be the answer. Let's copy it. Let's highlight it with green. It's our answer. We are hoping it is correct. And this number must be positive, right? And the answer is we will wait. Submission is finished and we are all correct. Okay, so this is one where you have a change in interest rate and a change in the compounding frequency. You see it went from quarterly to semi-annually. Okay, and from 6.07% to 7.11%. All right, also you must realize this value is at the end of 2 years, this future value here, that became the present value down here. These two numbers are the same, they have to be the same. And we had to subtract the 2 years because it's at the end of 6 years, meaning 6 years after the initial deposit of $5,557. So after the 2 years, the amount was 6268.56. So after 4 more years, the amount is the future value or the maturity value or the accumulated value is 8289.65. Okay, that brings us to the end of quiz 2.